Good morning, everybody. This article here comes from the Sleuth Journal. I have recently discovered this website, and so far I absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this article. How coincidence theorists, non-conspiracy, are playing key role in destruction of America. This came out March 15th, 2018. You know what? Let me adjust the page. I hate all this excess stuff over here. Okay, that's better. Conspiracy theorist. Nothing more than a derogatory title used to dismiss a critical thinker. Given that America, for a very long time, was the symbol of freedom to the world, it is important to point out one particular phenomenon that is destroying America and all of humanity from the inside out. It is a sickness we see all around us every day. And it's the coincidence theorists that scorn at the idea of government conspiracies and claim they are fantasy and fiction. These people are the polar opposite of the so-called conspiracy theorists. I thus refer to these brainwashed coincidence theorists also as the non-conspiracy theorists amongst us. These mass media conditioned and inbred coincidence theorists uphold the following belief system. Coincidence theorists believe that all political events from one day to another are simply random, unplanned events. They believe that politicians, government bodies, agencies, and committees accept the end results of daily political events as all due to happenstance. They believe chaos and spoof coincidence is the norm. God. Okay. They believe that nothing nefarious in any way is planned at government levels, including foreign policy and overall goals to maintain power and control. Instead, they believe that government operates every day, wishing, hoping, and waiting for things to fall into place for them by luck. They believe government relies every day on random coincidences and circumstances and nothing else to see their foreign policy and detailed national agendas come true. They believe that despite historic evidence to the contrary, government only operates in a benevolent mode, and all other suggestions are fantasy and fiction. I find that very sad. Alright. Those are the people that will never, ever wake up. Okay. By comparison, the counterpart to the coincidence non-conspiracy theorist is the traditional so-called conspiracy structured events theorists. Someone who believes, observes, suggests, and sees that political events not only do not happen randomly, but that instead all political events, given the importance and meanings to long-term plans, are properly well planned. They, conspiracy structured events theorists, believe political events are rehearsed. They are, ahead of time, and executed very carefully with precision and timing, conspiracy theorists, that is, the truth seekers, critical thinkers, and those who ask questions, believe, assert, and understand that there is order in nature. They understand that if a typical corporation, public events, large projects, and operations require meticulous planning and preparation, then how much more if it were a political plan from an operating government? Okay. My page keeps skipping around, so I'm sorry. Those accused of being a conspiracy theorist understand the otherwise simple notion that to operate an entire nation without carefully planning every single move would be foolish, unrealistic, and unproductive. Those that are accused of being conspiracy theorists understand that in order for government to secure unwavering power over the people and maintain mass hypnotic deception, they must plan what they will do and keep the truth from the people with ongoing propaganda, cover-ups, and deception. They know the tactic to keep people asleep, whatever it may be, must be continuous and extremely effective. They, conspiracy theorists, understand and warn others that government power must be kept in check because left to themselves, the cancer of the state will metastasize. The organization and planning that is required to do all these tasks is realistic and necessary by all means. This planning is logical, requires common sense, is very organized, and should not be assumed to somehow not exist. Okay. Non-conspiracy / coincidence theorists, on the other hand, live off of a reverse script, and this mental disorder is now arguably the greatest adjuvant for the control system's enslavement plans. This single mental disorder, they're calling it a mental disorder. Yeah, I guess I agree with that. Okay, this single mental disorder is now fueling the ushering in of the New World Order plans. Americans everywhere who watch and believe mainstream media news are destroying what is left of America with their diseased mindset, which is a result of mass brainwashing at the hand of CIA's mainstream media and Hollywood propaganda. How is humanity to rescue itself from this mentally diseased state of illogical thought process that is destroying America? What can we do to turn the tides? How can we get brainwashed people to see that it is not only very normal for an empire to plan out its course of action to enslave its citizens, but that it has happened in the past, and that historically there is no other way to implement tyranny and fascism but by lying to the masses and spreading propaganda? How can we get the coincidence non-conspiracy theorists to accept that this is the historic standard for implementing tyranny, and there's nothing specifically honorable or virtuous about the U.S. empire in comparison to other empires of the past? Who will wake these people up, and how? Good question. None of us who are awakened today can answer these questions with certainty. But one of the few things we can all do is to point out the truth and hammer away at it, confront stupidity and conditioned complacency and fantasy thinking with hard, historic facts, truth, and reason. Okay? And I would throw in logics. We are all observing the road that America is on, and we are watching the Constitution and freedom being dissolved with every single passing day. We are watching the horrors as mainstream media, mass hypnosis, the propaganda, mass hypnosis and propaganda manipulates the people into staged politically beneficial scenarios every day. We are watching these mass mind-controlled Americans predictably do as they are told as the globalists move forward with their plans for destruction of America and global domination. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, this just jumps around. There we go. Intertwine into the long-term plans of world domination by the globalists was the necessary destruction of America, and sadly, millions of well-meaning Americans are now the core vehicles by which America is being destroyed. One Republican web blogger the other night commented with conviction on a social media site that anyone who protests against the Ferguson shooting verdict was a terrorist. And I couldn't help to think of George Orwell's 1984, where freedom is slavery and slavery is freedom. This web blogger was saying that the idea of freely protesting and peacefully expressing your feelings about authority and government was in itself terrorism. And the violent expression, I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by background noise and kitties. Hang on. Alright, I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted and I keep losing my dang place. Well, anyways, so I'm just going to repeat myself. The web blogger was saying that the idea of freely protesting and peacefully expressing your feelings about authority and government was in itself terrorism. Yes, I know, I read this. And the violent expression of government's police state against the people was an expression of freedom. This is where we are at this point in history. We are in a state of mental illness emergency, and we need critical thinkers to help us break through the thick layer of deception and mass mind control. Now is the time to be creative and aggressive with ideas for freeing humanity and restoring the symbolic beacon of freedom in the world, that being America. Confront the mentally diseased in any way you can. Find new ways of pointing out their hypocrisy and ignorance, and more importantly, be the change. Okay. Realize that the level of ignorance we are dealing with in America is now dangerous, and no one is safe when ignorance this great abides. History teaches that mass hypnosis and mass ignorance is a dangerous thing for those who think critically and are awakened. Truth is now becoming a dangerous thing to uphold due to the mass ignorance. I couldn't agree more. Alright. There is so much ignorance just on YouTube alone. Right? You go to someone's channel, watch the content, read the comments. I find so many ignorant people making ignorant comments. It's unbelievable. Alright, spread the enlightenment before it's too late, and hopefully together we can help turn this nightmare around. Hold strong and hope that those who are brainwashed, those who truly believe in the illogical and unrealistic coincidence theory, are finally exposed and humiliated for how ridiculous their views really are. I like this. I like this article. Let's hope the mass media hypnosis somehow wears out and the masses are awakened to the spell they have been under for way too long. We are in a critical need for a true awakening, which is already underway, so let's do what we can to accelerate this event. Awesome article. I highly recommend this website. Alright. Hang on. The Sleuth Journal. Great site. And on that note, thank you everybody for watching. Oh wait, I want to show you something down here. Let me move the screen. Okay. Right down here. Elon Musk sells 15,000 flamethrowers in 48 hours. That's going to be another video. Alright. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching, and peace.